Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to deviate a little bit from my review forte, which is knives, and delve into this new acquisition among my watches. And I am a watch enthusiast. I typically don't do videos on them, but I thought this was a really cool offering. I think it's very unique, excellent price point, so I want to share a little bit with you guys. And there are some excellent written reviews from the normal watch blogs out there. But I just want to go ahead and do a video review, give a little high-def action to echo some of those points that have already been made. So what we're taking a look at today is the Zelos Chroma, and this is coming from, I believe, Singapore, and Elshin is the guy behind this brand, Zelos. So this is their second model. The first was the Helmsman. Then you have the Chroma here, and then there is a newer model that just released. It's live on Kickstarter, and it's a super heavy-duty bronze diver. I don't remember the name right now, but it's really cool. So if you just Google Kickstarter and Zelos, you'll come across the two previous Kickstarter campaigns and their newest one. So this was a Kickstarter campaign, and it funded, the goal was like 20,000 Canadian dollars, and it funded within a matter of hours, and I was very fortunate to be able to jump on kind of the initial early bird price. I just happened to log onto the forum, sadly or not so sadly, and I was able to catch it before those all sold out in a matter of hours. So anyways, here's the watch in question. Let's take a look at what comes with the watch real quick. So you get this nice wood box. It does have magnetic closure, and it comes with a certificate of authenticity, which is this brushed stainless steel card, metal card here. And you know, not really important. It doesn't affect the function of the watch, but this is a really, really nice touch, especially for the price point. So really cool certificate of authenticity. And it did come with a blue watch roll as one of the stretch goals. So holds two watches, you know, good quality, seems to be nicely made. So again, just extra value for this really budget-friendly watch. So let's get into the specs real quick, and then I'll share my overall impressions, and then get into the specifics of the watch. So 42 diameter without the crown. It is 11 millimeters tall, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. It does have a sapphire crystal on the front as well as the back, I believe, and it does use an internal anti-reflective coating. And then the back has a kind of a see-through case back. It's unique shape, really cool. And then, as you can see, there is a signed rotor in there. Now it does, the case is made out of 316 stainless steel, as well as the buckle. And it uses the Miyota 8215 movement. In this particular one, there are a few iterations, different colors. There was also two skeleton versions as well that use a different movement, a little more decorated. Also a very cool offering. Water resistance is 50 meters, and it does have a 1-year international warranty. So those are the specs for the most part. The strap is of a generous length. I didn't do the measurements, but I have 7.5-inch wrists, and I'm sitting on the second to last one, which is fine. There's still a little bit enough left to get into the strap here. So anyways, as I mentioned, Kickstarter campaign funded very quickly, really popular design, a little bit a different deviation from the Helmsman, which is kind of a heavy-duty diver. And this one is more of kind of it has a few different genres for me, but certainly a minimalist, somewhat of a casual sport dress watch, has a little bit of the automotive vibe with the really unique case and the see-through case back. And you know, I found this goes just fine with jeans, button-down shirts, so on and so forth. But again, automotive, minimalist, kind of has architecture, modern, a little bit of everything. I think this will work well with a lot of different people. Only 200 made in this configuration, and the other standards, and then the skeletons only had 100 made of each, and those are still pending to be delivered. It took longer to source those movements, so those were a little bit delayed as compared to the non-skeleton version here. So anyways, I'm going to jump into the specs. My overall impressions, I think this is a ton of bang for the buck. Just a really, I think, unique watch. And certainly in its price point, I think it's rather unique as well, and it's just really well made. I have a few things which I would have liked to see different, but overall I'm really happy with this purchase, and I would definitely recommend this to individuals looking for something a little bit different in an affordable price range. So let's start with the dial. This one, it's just kind of an off-white, almost a cream colored, possibly closer to white dial here. You do have an internal bezel of sorts with the stick cutouts. Again, just kind of that minimalist approach. You've got stick hands. There's no lume on this at all, so if you like lume, you're out of luck. But again, really minimalist, really interesting design. Sapphire crystal's always a nice touch, as it is the most scratch resistant of the glasses. So that's really, really neat. The hands are polished, and that's one of my qualms. I don't really like the polished hands in direct sunlight. It can actually be a little bit hard to read the hands because of their polished nature. More of a matte finish, I think, would have been appropriate for these, but alas, it's already made. Now the case, this is really what drew me to the watch. It has these really cool kind of ridges, valleys and peaks cut into the side. And they do have a combination of satin and polished finishes. So again, more value added, different finishes. I think it would actually look really neat if it was just all satin finish, kind of give it a little more industrial look to it. But again, the polished touches give it a little bit more of a kind of a dress approach. So that's the case. The crown, you do have a signed crown and a signed buckle right there. And again, in the kind of the $300 price point, which is what this is currently at post Kickstarter and simply ordering from ZelosWatches.com. Nice touches, especially in the price point. So you've got the cool Z there, and then it says Zelos here on the buckle, I believe. Yeah. The strap, it is what is called Crazy Horse or saddle leather. Kind of has almost a suede feel to it, but the quality I think is really nice on the strap. I have no plans of changing it anytime soon, and it is 20 millimeters wide. And it is a kind of a hidden lug or a lugless design. And so what that does is it actually makes it, one, sit up a little bit higher. So even though the case is 11 millimeters thick, because it is sitting at the very top of your wrist, as opposed to having the lugs kind of come out in the middle, it does feel like it's, I guess, thicker than 11 millimeters. But with the really unique case machining, I think the lugless design was certainly a good call because it shows off that unique case work, and it really just kind of helps it stand out a little bit. Now the crown is a little bit smaller than I like, but as you can see, they had to get it in between kind of the two outermost ridges here on the case. So, it wasn't really kind of negotiable, I guess you could say. It had to be that size to fit within the case right there, as you can see. So it does screw down. Again, this is 50 meters water resistant, which is a respectable amount. I wouldn't really use a watch of this sort for extended water use or anything like that. So the back has I believe a sapphire, kind of a see-through case back. And typically when you have a see-through case back, it'll be kind of round and it'll encompass most of the case back. This one has a bit more of a, almost a rectangle type shape. It gives a little more of that automotive vibe. You've got the 4 screws there, and then a rose gold PVD coated rotor that also says Zelos on it. So again, really nice touch. The 8215 movement isn't the most decorated. It's not the most attractive of the movements, and often you'll hear enthusiasts complain about being able to see the movement, but the nicely finished, touches added to the rotor here, I think give it a little bit extra, make it really cool. And for those who are not familiar with an automatic movement, there really is no better way to explain what an automatic movement is compared to their normal quartz movement. Rather, as showing the watch or taking it off and showing them a see-through case back to explain what it is. So again, I think that's really cool. These are all numbered. This is number 33 of 200. But yeah, I really like that. And again, kind of more of that automotive. You're seeing the engine. The side here looks like a piston head almost. So You know, you could probably put a rally strap on this and it might give it a different feel altogether. But anyways, let me put it on the wrist real quick. I'm just gonna sneak off camera for 1 second. I do apologize. All right, so here it is. Again, I have 7.5-inch wrists, so I'm on the second to last, but I can still get it through this piece here so it doesn't kind of flop around. But it looks like it sits a little bit higher on the wrist, again, which is cool. It kind of shows off the unique CNC machining. Really simple, really clean. But yeah, just I think a really unique offering. It looks kind of like the Zentum watches that are, you know, what do they say? Designed in California, made in Switzerland, primarily because of the shape of the case back see-through cutout, as well as the hidden lug design. But it does so it's different enough that I don't think it really copies it in any way. But it kind of has that same feel without, you know, being essentially kind of 1/10 the price there. So anyways, overall, really cool watch. Really glad I picked one up. Elshin did a really good job with the Kickstarter campaign. He actually started the production early when he saw that they reached their fulfillment goals essentially within hours. And so these arrived just on time, maybe a slight bit early, but you know, really professional. Everything was just really well done, really cool stretch goals. So, you know, if you're interested in this piece, they are readily available. I believe the skeletons are all sold out, or at least one of them. But, you know, this one in the various colors, which I believe are white, potentially black, and maybe blue. I could be wrong. The website will definitely have that information, though, but those are still available. So, anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hopefully this was helpful for some of you who have not heard of this brand or potentially were on the fence about this particular model. But yeah, just a really cool piece. A little different from anything in my collection. I think primarily because of the really cool CNC machining on this one. But just really pleased with it, and kind of with Zelos in general. So I'll look forward to their next models, and hopefully I will be able to pick up more. But anyways, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and take care.